good.
No. Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 333. I'm taking Master, joined by...
And Traptical.
So yeah, Chris, I was taking Master. I just couldn't get it all out because RBG was making me... He made me have an outburst as I hit the button.
Oh,
Bountical,
wow, indeed. Oh my.
Things descended from there. But we've got, what we've been playing. A middle segment about PvP modes and the evolution therein and stuff. And, oh yeah, a light news week, because I guess nothing happened. I don't know what happened. I don't check the... I mean, I'm not watching the game industry news. There's other stuff, because, apparently walls just don't protect against ICBMs, but hey, don't tell certain people that, because they'll be like, whatever, man. I don't care.
They just need to be taller. And
That
dome-shaped. And underground. So like a sphere.
So basically an underground bunker is what you're going with?
A completely encapsulated mainland is what you're calling for, Tactical? A Death Star on land,
space
if you will?
capsule, if you will.
Space capsule.
I don't think I like where this is going.
Space bubble.
I guess it wouldn't... Oh, actually, yeah, I was about to say, it wouldn't be a Death Star because there's
A
no laser
bubble in
to
space,
fire
if you
out.
will. Something like a Star of Death or something of that nature, if you're so inclined.
But, yeah. So, what I've been playing. So... one thing on Final Fantasy VIII before I, move on, because there's a while back when I was playing it, and I kind of haven't gone back to it, but I had a little accident, because, I was playing it, and I was like, I'm going to try to level up, and I didn't tell the story on the podcast, because it was embarrassing, but anyway, I was like, let me go to level up and kill off Squall, and then, like, let the two people that are with him in the party be all super powered, and then level up, and it'll be great. And then the first encounter I got into was a Marlboro, and it was all like, and like bad breath with me, and like everybody got hit, and it was just like a slow kill us all.
Oh wait, is 8 the one where it always goes first and always ambushes you?
That might be it, because that might have been what happened. And I was like, oh well, okay. I know it's about to happen here because I know this attack from other games, and it's usually and it was over, and it was like, yep, just 5 minutes of me just sitting there getting attacked, and look at my party dwindle and defeat, and I was like, yeah, this is depressing. I don't know how to play this game again, but if I do, I'll just go level somewhere else. So yeah, we'll see, whatever. And that was the last time I played that game. So yeah, that was like weeks ago. But
Yeah, because I know there was one game where it's like Marlboros always ambushed you, and so they would always basically get bad breath off like as soon as the match or as soon as the fight started. So they were kind of not fun in whichever game that was, but I'm assuming it was 8 because it's probably what happened. If you're not like guarded against all the status effects, then yeah, needless to say.
And there's no accessories in 8, so it's like I can't exactly just put something on and be like, protect me, ribbon, yay.
You can junction the status effect itself to you to protect you from it.
System, but there's no, it's Final Fantasy 8, it's weird. It's like we don't do other things like other Final Fantasy games, yeah, whatever. But yeah, Axiom Verge, things are going pretty well. There's a cool thing that happened with the story. Can't say what it was because it's super spoilery, but it's pretty cool. And it's like, oh man, that's cool. And yeah.
Tell me.
And I'm just keep going along getting these other powers and thingies. I can like teleport. I can teleport in the air. I have like 4 different guns. I got my little glitch gun thingy, and yeah, stuff's continuing on. Looks like I might be towards the end. I might not. I thought I was, but then I wasn't. So we'll see what happens. Whatever. And I was finally able to backtrack to all the areas I couldn't get to because I got this another thingy, or this ability to jump higher and stuff. So that was nice. And it's like, yeah, I can go back and get all the stuff I didn't get before and get my extra health capsules and attack power capsules and thingies. Yippee! Besides that, okay, so I was having a bad week last week. Just a bit of a bad week in Destiny, because it was the last Iron Banner. And I was like, well, I need to get these Shaxx bounties done, and every time I'm queuing up to play some PvP, it's kind of taking a while to get filled in these lobbies. And then I played a match, and I didn't have the right bounties on, and I was like, what the F? And then I played another match, and I was like, whatever, I'm done. I don't like doing this. I'll just walk away knowing that my last match in Iron Banner was a win. Whoopee. And then I was trying to get my Titan, caught to my Hunter and Warlock, to where I just got to do the Crucible crap for that week, or not the week, but the 2 Shaxx bounties. And I was like, well, let me do the Nightfall. Let me solo Nightfall. I'm good at this game. I can solo Nightfall. Blah 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 blah. So I soloed with the Hunter or whatever, or no, I didn't, because I think E-Dragon joined me. And I was like, oh, E-Dragon's here, whatever. And then I was like, let me do it with my Titan now. And then things were going okay. And then something happened, and I was like, you know what, F this game. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. What happened was I got past the Nightfall thingy. And then the step after that is you have to clear the Challenge of the Elders, or whatever. So I was like, alright, let me do this. And then I did it with the Hunter, and I was like, yeah, that was not very fun. F this game, why am I still playing? Oh, I hate this game. Oh, like, whole F Destiny. Got a whole rage bit. And
the huge.
And then I was on my Titan, and the same thing happened. And I was like, you know what, Destiny? I don't have to take this anymore. And I rage quit. I was like, F this game. And I quit my game. I was like, let me go play something else, because I'm all amped up now. And I was like, I need something to quench my ragestial thirsts, and I don't have my external hard drive in my PS4, so I'm kind of limited on what I have on my thingy to play. I was like, what do I want to play? And I was like, I don't know what I want to play, but I'm just gonna jump in here to some Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and that game's kind of evil because it's a bit wonky on some of the platforming, and there's like a stage where you ride a hog or something. I had like 20 lives. It took all 20 of my lives because it's evil and it's mean. There's like parts where you have to jump or go under, and every time I couldn't get the timing down, or for some reason I'd be like, oh, every time I jump it hits me, if I go under it hits me, so it's like I don't even know what to effing do, and I got past it like twice. And then there's a bad guy with a shield that bonks your back at the very effing end, and guess what? Both times I got past that part, he got me, and I was like, if you Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, you can go have yourself. I mean, the first one, okay. That being said, there's like 2 and 3 I didn't play, so it's like, Crash Bandicoot 1, go have yourself in the B, because, you're gonna like,
in the B.
give me this nice, soft, cuddly ride through these opening stages, and be like, oh, hey Tekken, you want to ride this hog? This seems really fun, isn't it? Isn't it? And then you just like ambush me with these dudes with the shields and these spike thingies and these jump thingies, and it's like, I don't think I'm having very much fun, Crash Bandicoot. I don't think I'm having very much fun at all. And it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, Tekken, because you're just gonna sit there and take it on that pig. And you killed me all the time.
Wow, this got really inappropriate.
It's like, oh, well, that just happened. I just lost all my lives, and I don't feel like playing this game ever again. Maybe, I don't know, but I was looking for that game. I pre-ordered it, and I was playing it. I was like, not so bad. Kind of a bit weird. Whatever. Jumps are kind of feeling weird. Not so bad. Kind of fun. And then just like it escalated so quickly. It was just like bam splat, taking all up in your face. And I was like, ow. I'm so scared. Why did you do that to me? That was so mean. And then that was a double dose of me having a bad week last week. And I had a headache too, but that's completely ungaming related, so whatever.
It's because he's on drugs.
I'm not on drugs.
Or some semblance of it.
Actually, it's because I didn't have any drugs, because I didn't have any.
It's a cry for help.
And then I went and got some, and I was like, yes, painkillers, these should work. And they kind of did. And I was like, yes, I don't feel anything, but I kind of do. But it's better than all the pain I was in. Yippee, skippy, scappy stuff.
A cry for help.
What else did I play? I know I played more. I'm trying to think if I played anything else before I played this week's offerings. I think I did not play anything else before I played this week's offerings. So this week, alright dudes, I've got to gush on me some Telltale games, because Batman, the Enemy Within Season 2 of the Batman Telltale series, oh my gosh, okay, so essentially Telltale is like, I mean, Batman, we all know how I feel about Batman, but they've redeemed themselves, because essentially they just refined everything in this one, and they brought over the systems that they used in season 3 of The Walking Dead at the end, when everything is like, ooh, it's just like, this does this to this, and that does that to that, and this person did this, and you did that, and it does this, and it was like, ooh, all the choices and consequences thingies that they had implemented, they've basically brought in, and they've added new thingies on the UI when it says, this person will remember this, except really cool stuff that they've done is the key side characters, you have relationships with them, similar to, death, something, Until Dawn, that one.
Wow. What was that?
I just sing the theme song, so I couldn't think of the name. But yeah, Until Dawn, like, I mean, it has like a menu in that one you can like check it, but on this one, it basically says like, you know, stuff goes down, and then depending on like what your responses and reactions are to people and stuff, your relationships change. And then the top left, it's like your relationship with that person has has changed, and it has like the little two-face icon of like dun 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 dun, good or bad, you don't know until the credits roll, and the credits roll, and it's like, you are now in this relationship with this person because you did this, and this, and it's like, oh no. So it's like, everybody, it's like, also, another cool thing that happened was basically, they finally solidified the whole silence is a valid option, because there are many times in that game where it's like, I said something, and I definitely should just like shut up and be like, you know, Bruce Wayne, shut the F up. Shut up, Bruce Wayne. Shut up, Bruce. Shut up, Bruce. Shut up, Bruce. That's like the whole time, you know, I was like looking at the credits. I was like, or looking at my results. I was like, yeah, technically just shut up in that situation. And I've been like, oh, the work your father was doing was important. Was it so important that he died for it? And it's like, ooh, you got me. I mean, I was just telling the truth. I didn't want to. I was just trying to, you know, be the good Telltale person in Paragon style. But then
That was your first mistake.
they're all like, no, Tekken, you can't just do it this time and be all like, say what you're gonna say, even though the button description said, tell them the thingy, and they said the thingy, and their reaction was like, way flying off the handle, and you're like, whoa, I want to be cool with that person, and I can't be the cool with that person, and it's like, oh, well, you showed me Telltale. And then they had someone, okay, and then like there's another really cool thing with this one, is that like you are literally playing with fire, because in the first season there's a character that shows up that looks like the Joker, but they haven't named him as the Joker, but we all know it's the Joker, and his name
John
is
Doe.
John Doe, yeah. And then like he shows up again, and stuff's going down, and it's like, okay, I could have just like, you know, shoot him away and been like, F you, I want nothing to do with you, go F yourself. But it's cool. But it's cool because of like the way that like they're doing the whole mythos is like, it's basically Batman Year One, or rookie Batman, or like his like whole origin, because it's like, you know, he hasn't really, it's like he's just, you know, doing his Batman thing for the first time, so he's never really encountered this character before, so it's like, you know how he is, but then in this Batman Telltale series, he hasn't really done anything bad yet, so you kind of, I mean, you could be super mean to him, but then you're the a-hole, so it's like, yeah, but then it's kind of cool, because it's like, you know, if you're cool to him, he's actually not that bad of a guy. But you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know, later on down the line, we all know what's coming. So it's like, this is a really good job by Telltale to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna make him your pal, and everything's gonna be all chummy and happy and sing along, and we're buddies. And then some point, this is going to dissolve into who knows what. So I like the whole
their love-hate affair.
Yeah, like I like the whole like getting your guard down of like, yeah, this guy, he's actually not that bad. I don't think he's gonna be that bad, or like, maybe we'll be buddies this time. Maybe it'll be a team up and we're gonna be on the same team. It's like,
You won't be. You won't be.
I want to believe, but I'm sensing things happening later. But yeah, it's also pretty cool because they have hinted at other characters that are going to be showing up that were like, you see their not air quote code names or whatever their villain names are. So like you saw Harleen Quinzel in this one in like
as a psychiatrist and not Banana Pants?
As the doctor, her thingy was in there. And then like, but then I looked at the episode 2, the image for it, and it has like the 3 silhouettes, and one is Harley Quinn, one's Bane. I couldn't tell what the third one was, but it's like, yeah, so it's like you have 3 villains, obviously, in the next episode. So that's gonna be crazy. And then this episode is really awesome. Okay, that's your thing. It's like, this was like just a really good episode of like you versus the Riddler, because I'm so glad there's like no points in it where you actually had to solve riddles, because there's like this one part where he gave you a riddle, and I was like guessing each answer, and I got all of them wrong until you like just default to the, oh, it's that one. It's like, well, clearly I'm not good at riddles, and I'm glad you didn't have to actually solve any, because I'd have been
What was the riddle?
And then it was like, I have an eye but I don't see, or something. I think that's what it was. It's like, I have an eye but I don't see anything, or something. Something
a
like
needle?
that. Yeah, it was a needle. and I did not know that one, so whatever. I mean, all the
I think
choices
that's like
were
a very. I think that's like a very old riddle.
all the choices
actually.
I think so.
were all the choices were like, you know, they were like, oh, this one. But to my like me thinking about it, I mean, except for like the One-Eyed Jack, I was like, well, maybe, or the Justice Thing. So that's like one eye. I was like, it's a Justice Thing, right? It's like a Justice Thing, right? No, okay, whatever, whatever.
Or it could be a hurricane.
That was no,
I
like, one of the answers too.
mean, yes.
And I also guess and I got it wrong. So I was like, well, luckily
But-
there's no part in the game where you actually had to answer a riddle and had it
Or die.
matter. Or yeah, it's like there were no like life or death situations where it's like, oh, you better answer this one right, Bruce, or you're gonna be dead, ho ho, or someone's gonna die. Ho, ho.
Well, Riddler would never kill Batman. He just put one of the people he cares about in mortal danger.
Also, that was cool. There's like a total like murder box scenario of like some dude in some contraption, and his fingers are getting effed, and it's like, whoa. So it's like they totally did the thing like season 1 did of like, this is like way more M-rated than effing Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight, man, that game is just like garbage. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, as far as like mature content and like, oh, this fits in the Batman mythos, and like, look, we went there and we did it. Ooh, yeah. What you gotta say about that? Oh, suck it, Rocksteady, because you ain't got nothing on this game. And man, it was great. It was like his fingers are just like one by one, just like chomp, chomp, chomp. And then like there's another scene where you go to like the crime scene, and like there's all this blood and this dude, and it's like, oh man, what happened to him? And you have to like reconstruct. It's like, how did he get in this precarious situation where he's missing these thingies and he's got this blood coming out of his thingies? And it's like, oh. It was great. It was delicious. It's like, oh, I ate it up. I was like, this episode was like so good, so good.
I need it.
And then
I need it.
man. Is like that,
And eat it good, do 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 do. You must eat it.
so all that, and then you have like the whole choice thing, but then it's got like the season 3 Walking Dead choice thing, but then they did even better to where it's like key characters have like relationships, so it's like you have to be like, who am I gonna like, okay, so what happens is like Amanda Waller shows up with like some agency, and then it's like she's like, I'm taking over Gotham City PD, and it's like, and then she's all like, well, Batman, you can either be with me or be against me, and it's like in like this short amount of time I'm like, Gordon, so it's like, okay, well,
Wow, really? Oh,
so,
dear.
so like in my brain I'm all like, well, like I can straddle the fence, I can play both sides, I can be on the end with Waller, and I still got my bro Gordon because he's my bro. And then it didn't work out. Like
Never
the typical
does.
Telltale style. And I was like, all right, things are going good. And then something really bad happened, and I was like, ooh, that didn't work out. And there were consequences, which was like the thing of like, ooh, that just put over the top of like, you didn't have to wait multiple episodes. It's like, nope. And Mario was like, Gordon, you're demoted. You're back. You're going back down to whatever. And I was like, oh no, Jim, what did I do? But you're my bro. You're so awesome. And then that happened, and then Waller's like, Batman, something, and it's like, dun 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 dun, like super omega cliffhanger, and it's like, oh my goodness. And then Gordon's like, it's all right, Batman. I'm still your bro, and we can still take back the city. So like that was cool. So it's like the Waller Gordon Batman triangle of awesome was just like, oh, so good. And there's like some other characters in there that like you have a relationship with, and it's like, man, the whole like juggling relationships and choices thing is just like, oh, that's like new secret sauce on top of other secret sauce to make it like even better secret sauce of just deliciousness, awesomeness. And man, I gotta say, I was blown away by this episode just because I had like kind of low expectations after season 1 Batman. It was just like, not exactly. And then like from the trailer, I was like, okay, well, Batman, they're gonna be in here with like how much of each of them, but it's like really good balance and really well done, and just like super awesome, just really good episode. And like it had all the mechanics from the first one, where you have like the super, I keep saying super, I'm sorry. You have like all those action sequences where like Batman's beating up dudes or doing stuff, and it's just like super seamless flowing between stuff. And there weren't any issues like last time where the game crashed. Or, I had like weird character model stuff F up. So like there's that. And it's cool because like sometimes it'll give you like a choice of like, do you want to kick this dude, or do you want to like kick the dude, or do you want to like throw him to the ground? And it's like, oh, I can like choose how I want to beat him up. That's pretty cool. So they've like done some stuff with the UI as far as like, oh, do you want to do this or do this? How's your style as Batman gonna be? So that's pretty cool. You still have finishing moves, but it doesn't like actually call them that anymore. But it's cool. It does the whole thing of like doing the fights and the finishing moves. But yeah, I gotta say, Batman Within, you are a winner. And Telltale, you're back. You're back in the big leagues with this game after the, I mean, not quite there, but I mean, compared to your previous work, it's kind of hard to go up against it. So good to see that you're back on the board with. We can still do this and be awesome with our amazing games. And I was very, very satisfied, and I'm looking forward to the future episodes of the season because it looks like it's going to escalate something crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Then the other game I played, I can't find the thumbnail for some reason, even though I saved it. Whatever. Oh wait, I played Spider-Man. I forgot. I did play that game. Okay. I knew there was something else I played over the weekend. But yeah, Spider-Man PS2, web slinging, great. The like I said last time, all the other random crap you gotta do, not so much. And then it was really, I gotta say though, it was a really good adaptation at the time. And then playing it again, it was a really good adaptation of the movie because it has all the stuff from the movie in there, like the bank scene, the fusion scenes, all the stuff with Mary Jane and Harry and John and Peter, and his whole inner monologue of what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? But Mary Jane, I'm such a loser, and Peter Parker, whatever. That and the stuff with Black Cat, that was cool. But yeah. The gameplay is not quite there, but the web slinging, just sublime and best ever still. And yeah, delicious. It was fun. And I played some Ultimate, but I got stuck on the Electro boss fight, and then my PS3 froze, and I was like, oh no, my PS3 is dying. It plays PS2 games. I hope it doesn't die completely. So
No.
that was not cool. But yeah, that boss fight was not fun. I don't know what was happening. I was trying to throw stuff at the stuff, but it wouldn't lock on. I'm like, why is this happening? What's going on? So that was weird.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was weird because I was like, it's so weird. In that game, I completely forgot about the whole you play as Spider-Man and Venom because I was like, I know there's a part. I know there's a part with Wolverine. I know Wolverine's gonna show up, and I was just waiting for the Wolverine part because I thought it was at the beginning of the game, but my sense of pacing and placement as far as what was happening completely off. And then, yeah, there's, even more stuff in there I was, completely forgot about when I played it. I was like, oh, yeah, there's other stuff in there besides Wolverine. It's Wolverine's in there, Rhino's in there, Electrify. It's oh, man, the whole the whole Planet's Venom thing was cool, too, because I completely forgot. he was in there, and, B, he plays completely different. Super awesome. And, yeah, that was very fun. And then, yeah, that was cool. And then, back in the center of the part I got stuck on, but, I'll go back and check it out. And then lastly, this game I played, I've been waiting for, we've all been waiting for, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Okay, so, I didn't get very far in this game because I got stuck on a puzzle. And it was on the door, ho-ho, so I teched it up, got stuck on a door, that sucked. And, I'm not very far. I don't think I'm very far, but I do like what I'm playing. I saw some stuff on Twitter about people complaining about the permanent thing, which I thought was cool because I didn't know it was in there. So it's I saw it, and I was like, oh, so if you die enough times, you're gonna be dead forever. So I like the whole. I actually like that. I like the escalating threat of nope, you can't just have a free ride here and suck it up, casual peasant. You have to bring your skills and your A game and be able to do stuff. It's actually pretty weird though, the way the game is, it just throws you into combat without any tutorial. There's no tutorial sections at all so far as what I've played. It never says push this to do this. It just there's no prompts either, so you don't know what buttons do what unless you look in the menu. And then you're just left to your own devices as you're going through and doing stuff. So that was weird, but yeah, it was pretty cool, visually. And audibly, man, it's so weird because there's voices all around you, and it has 3D audio, so it's platinum headset, pretty cool on the atmosphere, as far as all the voices that are it's super weird because it's the voices are not always positive; they're sometimes negative. They're actually mostly negative of you're going the wrong way, don't try. It's just weird. It's completely insulting you the whole time for the most part, and it's just super weird. You have to just keep pushing on. It's even more oppressive. Good atmosphere, it looks really good. And then I've only had one enemy type, so I can't really say too much about the combat, but I did enjoy it after I kind of figured out just from experimenting and doing stuff what does what. But a proper tutorial would have been nice, just saying. But whatever. I'm having.
Well, once you knew what the controls were they pretty standard for like an action game? Like, I imagine square is an attack and triangle is an attack.
Yeah, because it's like X is evade, and then triangle is heavy attack, and then square is light attack. But then like circle's melee, but I don't really know like why you would need a melee. So it's like, is it context sensitive for something neat later I'll need? I hope not, because I'm not going to really use it.
Wait, isn't all the combat melee, or you mean like hand to hand?
Yeah, like that's the weird thing is like in the menu it says melee, but then like you push it and it's like a kick. So I was like, oh okay, well that's weird, but whatever. So that's the thing. And there's also some like behind the scenes stuff. I haven't watched that yet because I'm going to wait until I finish the game. But you know, I need to get past this puzzle I'm stuck on to open this door. So that was a thing. There's like runes in the game, and they're like scattered throughout. But you have to line up the rune with like something very specific in the level, in the geometry, to like unlock the rune, to unlock doors. And it's, yeah, that was my one big thing. Is like when I got stuck in that for like a while, I probably got stuck like 10 to 20 minutes, if not more, on that. Where I stopped, I was like, okay, this whole part that you have in the game, you should just cut it, or like make it not as tedious, because everything else is cool. Like the whole flow of the game was just like going to the thing, and then something happens, and you fight a thing, and then you see like through visions of people that were there before. Oh, that happened to them, and this is their interaction with the whole spirits, gods, whatever in this region. Blah blah blah. That was whole cool, and then. But then you got me finding these runes to open doors, and it's like, dude, that just slows the progress. Makes it feel kind of bad, in my opinion, but whatever. So we'll use that, and that would be great. But hey,
does it fit narratively at all? Because that's what they said. They said they didn't want to do.
You have this weird spirit thing guiding you, and it's like telling you these stories as you get them, and then like you see visions. So it makes sense, but it's just. It's like since you have to find them, and if you're like me and you're special and you can't, you know, you're not good at these things because it's like a door, and it's like, oh, I don't see this. I'm looking and I don't see it. Whatever. I see a door, but I don't see the key. Whatever. Oh. And you're like, oh, I'm stuck. What do you know? This game I pre-ordered weeks ago for $30 down the tubes. Whatever. But hey, I had one up until then, so maybe I'll get past this part. Maybe I won't, because we'll see. But yeah, Hellblade. It's, you know, sacrifice. Will I get farther? Will I not get farther? We'll find out. Or not. We'll get a new episode of Batman next week, so you know. That would be nice if I could get farther, just saying. And that is all I've been playing.
Cool. RPG is away for the moment. I guess fire alarms went off in his building. This week... Oh, wait. Now I remember. Most of this week, I tried to play all of the characters in Paragon. Because, you know, the new update was coming out. And I think I mentioned this last week. I started on Monday. By the end, I had so many characters to play on Friday. I was just like, oh, this is taking so long. But I got through it, and then realized on Monday, I was like, I have stragglers, so I had to play a few more games on Monday, and then finally recorded. I played through every single character, mostly alphabetically. It's like, cool, that was fun. Then, today, they deployed the new update, which totally changes the game, and it was really crazy. Like, every time I mention Paragon to people, they sort of look at you and like, "Oh, it's a MOBA, right?" with disdain. And it's like, yeah. So you wouldn't think that there would be enough people to cause the servers a lot of issues, but sure enough, they deployed. I think it was like 2 a.m. here in the Midwest, and then, like, a little while later, they had to take the servers down because it was really crazy. And then they brought them up. What was happening was because they're changing the reward system. So before, like, you have an account level, which is, if it was a roguelike, like, that's the thing you keep. And then you have character levels, which are, like, two types of character levels. There's one character level which is account based, and you get rewards as you increase that level. And then there's the other level, which is every time you play a game, you start at level 1 and you get to level 15, or now it's 20. And so the rewards that you get for your account level and the character levels, they increase the number of them. It used to take just forever to get from level 1 to 10 for a character. And now they're like, well, that's no fun. You don't want to. It was always level 9. Like the XP difference between level 8 and level 9 was humongous, and you would just be in level 9 forever and ever and ever, and then finally, yay, you hit level 10. And there was two problems. One, it was like it just felt really bad once you got to level 9. It's like I'm making no progress at all. And the other problem was once you hit level 10, that was the maximum level. So it's like you went through all of this grinding to get to level 10. The reward is a skin. That looks pretty cool. It's like, okay, now you have a master skin. But then you can't level that character anymore, so why do you play? Why would you play them? You would like to get more rewards, you gotta play another character. So it's kind of stupid. They changed it so it's sort of like a prestige thing, like Call of Duty, except you get account rewards. And it's not just like, oh, you reset everything, so you can do it again. It's like they give you more stuff. So, because of that, and so as to not gyp all the people who have played days upon days of Paragon, they retroactively rewarded those accounts with all of the new awards that they would have gotten if the system had been like this since the beginning. And it was going to be a lot of things. Like when I got into the game, it said, it's like, oh, so here was your card packs. These are going away. Here's all the crafting ingredients you have. There's no more crafting. Here's the chests and stuff that you had, and we're just going to convert all of these into one veteran's chest. Because, can you imagine like logging into the game and it's like, now I have to open 91 chests. So I'll be here a while, and then I'll get to play a little later. They decided, yeah, that's stupid. We're just going to do one, and it's just going to be loaded with stuff. Well, so the first time they turned the servers back on and deployed the update, that, just the act of letting everyone open these mega chests just destroyed the servers. So they're like, okay, we got to close it.
Back.
Cool. RPG's back. Yeah, so it was like that destroyed the servers. I was like, okay, so what we need to do is just turn off the servers, and instead of giving everyone chests, we'll just tell them, hey, you got this chest, but we're just gonna give you everything. You don't get to open it. Like everything is just applied to your account already, and that way, that act of opening the chest isn't destroying the servers. So like, okay, so they just applied everything. So this morning when I logged in, I got everything, I assume, because it doesn't say in the game. It was just like something I saw on their forums, and then there was a queue to get into the game. I was like, oh, wait for 12 minutes or 15 minutes. And oh, that's fine. Waited for 15 minutes, got into the game, and yeah, it is like completely different. The card system is gone. It's like a much, in some ways smaller, but in some ways more complex card system. There's like gems that you buy. You buy attribute points. So now it's like there are 3 different types of attributes. There's agility, which is like attack speed and basic armor. There's intellect, which is mana and mana regen, and then vitality, which is like health and
Other armor, I'm guessing?
something else. I don't remember. And like you buy points within each of those 3 categories. And then with those points, or the points themselves give you small attribute boosts. But then the other function of the points is you use them to buy cards, which like massively increase your attributes and give you special abilities. And then on top of that, there's gems. So every time you get to a certain number of attribute points in each one of the categories, you can equip a gem, and those also give you like stat boosts and some sort of special abilities. Like the one that I was really looking forward to seeing was a multi-shot. So I think it's 10 10 or 15 agility attribute points, you get up to the gem that you can slot in, or you get to the point where you can slot in multi-shot. And then you, like, instead of shooting one shot, you shoot 3 shots in a fan. And, like, the 2 side shots do less damage. But you can just, like, go out and used to only shoot 1 guy at a time. Now you can shoot 3 guys at a time, and it's just way faster, and you can just clear out minions so quickly. It's really cool. Yeah, this is all really complicated. And so they're requiring that everyone play either a co-op or a solo game to understand the system first, and then you can play PvP. So I played 1 solo game, and like the AI feels stupider than it used to be, so it was sort of boring. And then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna play PvP. Went on, tons of server errors. Okay, let's try a solo game again. It's like, okay, so that's working. So cancel that search. Try a co-op game. It's like, oh, co-op's working too. And I played through a co-op game. And then again, it was playing against the same AI, and it's like, well, these guys are dummies. Now my teammates are all humans, so we're just gonna run them over even faster. That game ended, and then I got kicked out of the server. And then it was like, oh, the server wait time is now 5 hours. But that was actually a fake. Like, if you went on and checked their Twitter or their forums, it said, yeah, those are all fake. Like, the servers are down right now. We have taken them offline. Nothing is... They're just destroyed. We had no idea so many people would show up. And I was like, I know, right? Every time I say MOBA, people are like, MOBA. And so... It was kind of crazy that there were so many people showing up for this update.
I think it was to spite me. They were just like, no, we can't let you get in. It's like, but you don't even play. Why are you doing this?
This whole time, like, RPG joined in the middle of my solo game, and then what was your queue time at that?
At that point, it was an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. I'm just like, well, not playing this today. So I queued up the 3DS because probably
like I got out my Switch and I was like, oh, there's a new game I wanted to check out. This all happened. My story started about at this point 11 hours ago. And then so within the last half an hour of recording this podcast, they said, all right, we're back online, but we're gonna throttle all players, so we can like make sure things don't crash and like monitor the situation. So right now on my screen is waiting for queue 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Oh,
so after we're done with the podcast, maybe I'll get to see it again today. That'd be fun.
The queue is still alive. The queue is still alive.
No, the queue is real now, but it's a long queue. Yeah, the Switch game I wanted to check out, and I didn't really play much of it, so I didn't mention it earlier, but it's Tumbleseed, which was that they refer to it as a rolly roguelike. You're like rolling a seed up the mountain, and the way you control it is there's like a horizontal bar on which the seed rolls, and the left and right analog sticks like lower and raise each end of the stick. So if you just want to go up in a straight line, you just push both sticks upward. But then if they become like misaligned, then the seed will like roll horizontally to the left and right. And the challenge of the game is like enemies, of course, and you're a seed, so unless you have some of the power-ups, you can't really do anything. You gotta avoid them. And then there's just like holes in the ground that you have to avoid.
This doesn't sound like what seeds go through in real life. I don't know about this.
It is super. So I've met like game developers here, and all the developers that I know, like their games are too hard for me. I play them. I was like, yeah, I appreciate it and it's cool, but God, it's so hard. Yeah, Tumbleseed so far is just really hard. There was another one, Race the Sun, was made around here. Like, it's so hard. Like, new ones coming out. It's like, I played them. Like, yeah. I mean, I'll buy it, but it's it's gonna be rough. So what I actually played, I finally finished XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Yay!
Got to the end, and I thought I guess I was expecting like a huge boss fight or something.
There
But
are huge boss fights.
yeah,
It's
it
just a
wasn't
bunch
really
of-
that. It was just like a bunch of really annoying things to shoot at. And it's like, good thing I have snipers, and one of them has a jetpack, and he can shoot anyone that anyone else can see, so basically from anywhere. And since he's in the air, like, there's no blocked shots, basically. And they have mind control, and they mind controlled my like most tanky guy who had a shotgun. He was like right next to my other people. I was like, oh no. And so one of my people actually died in the end. I was like, and of course, like the story one who died, probably.
Well,
Yeah, it
If you
was
think
like
that's bad, just wait until you play XCOM 2. You're gonna love the final level. Love it. Love it.
it was really funny. Oh, so it was neat. Like at the end, they show you your stats versus like the rest of the world. And I guess like I played far fewer missions than other people did. I did like, I think it was like 12 fewer missions, and like I researched a lot of stuff like really quickly, and so I sort of blazed through the game. And then it also showed me that, oh, now second wave options are unlocked, and you can like play it even harder. And before I completed the game, I sort of thought, yeah, I'm gonna do all that. But after I completed it, I was like, I don't know if that was that fun. Like, I think XCOM is really cool, and I think it's really neat, but it was just like stressful the whole way through. You know, I'm like, I like researching things and coming up with new technologies and new weapons and stuff, so that was really cool. But then in order for you to do that, you have to progress time. And so every time I went to the map and progressed time, I'm sitting there praying, it's like, please no encounters, please no encounters, please no encounters. It's like, no encounters! It's like, please no encounters. Oh, UFO! Oh, I gotta shoot it down! It's like, I don't have anything to shoot it down with. I just have regular missiles.
Classic XCOM.
Surprisingly, I only ever lost one interceptor and one UFO pursuit. I was like, huh, that's not bad. But yeah, it's like, after playing, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that again. I think I'll move to
Yeah.
the sequel.
You probably shouldn't, because it's even more stressful. It gets worse, Tropical. It gets
Maybe I should just wait for the Mario one.
Yes. Because it can't be stressful, because it's about cake and rabbits.
Yeah.
And presumably Princess Peach getting semi-kidnapped again, because it's Mario game, so...
Also, the game was pretty glitchy. Like, I imagine that end cutscene is supposed to be really dramatic and whatnot, but like the sound cut out, so there was no sound except for the people's voices. And I don't know if you can imagine what that's like, but it was like any scene where there wasn't anyone talking and there's like explosions and rumbling and stuff, like it's just totally silent. And then it switches back to the command people watching on the screens, and they're really loud, but there's like no ambient noise, so it's like it's just three dudes sitting in a recording booth saying these really dramatic things from their imagination. And there's just no other sound effects, no music. And I was like, oh, this... At first I didn't realize what was happening. I was like, this is a really weird sound mix. And I was like, oh wait, there's no sound here. I was like, oh, I think it glitched out. I was like, ah. So that was, yeah, it was very anticlimactic for me. It was like, oh, explosion? Well, silent explosion. Although it did happen in space, so maybe it's on purpose. And then it's like, XCOM, enemy unknown. But there's no music, and there's no sounds. It's like, yay. Robbed of my victory party. And then finally, over the weekend, I got a new laptop. Because laptops are, well, Dell, I guess, came out with a super cheap gaming laptop. It's the Inspiron 15 7000 series. And it comes with like one of the GeForce 10 series cards in it. And it's like less than $900.
Super cheap, less than $900.
Well, I mean, we're talking about gaming laptops here. Usually they're like $1,400.
If you're lucky.
And this is
Yeah.
why consoles exist. ...
Yeah. So this one I was like, huh. My laptop is, I don't know what's wrong with it, but occasionally it just like blue screens, and then it's like, oh, tough, nothing you can do. And so I tried to fix it, and I was like, maybe I fixed it, and I was trying to break it, and then it lasted a day without a blue screen. I was like, cool, and then the next day I was like, blue screen. I was
That'd be like
so
so
I did.
hilarious if like smartphones did that. It's like, Siri, what's wrong? There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. Siri,
Nothing I
wait.
can do.
Yeah.
Let's just reboot.
Rebooting
Reboot
now.
solves everything.
Siri, I needed to call someone. No.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. Plus, my laptop is 5 years old, I guess. Which, you know, in laptop years, that's a lot. So I saw this laptop and I was like, okay, you know what? I think basically everything on it will be faster than mine. It's not top of the line or anything, but it will work. I was like, so I brought it home. Tried out some games, obviously. Like, what else can you do to push it? I guess I could try to render videos. It's like, look, it used to take 2 hours. Now it's like 20 minutes. Yeah. But no, I just side games. I was like, you know, Overwatch like sort of ran on my old laptop. I'll try it on this one. It's like, oh, cool, it runs and it's like really smooth. I don't know if it's as pretty as on my PS4 Pro, but it's like smooth. Like, great, that's great. And then Green Man Gaming sent me a coupon, and I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And I got PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because I've been watching it. It's like, I think this game is really clever. I'm going to check it out.
Oh no, Tropical drink the Kool-Aid. No.
Is it delicious Kool-Aid?
It is. The game is. So someone recently mentioned to me that they think watching PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is really boring unless the player is really good. And I was like, well, why is that? It's like, because basically nothing happens. Like, you run around, you're looking for guns, and then unless you're really good, like, you just die. You know, you never get to really use your guns. Someone gets the jump on you and you die. And so you're just watching a person scrounge through empty buildings, running across fields, and then dying. I was like, that's kind of interesting. But then, like, I played it, and I've only played one game, but in my one game, I was running through fields. I didn't really scrounge for guns. I was like, you know, I've seen what happens. You look for guns, but other people are looking for guns, so they will kill you for your guns. And I was just like, I found one gun immediately. I'm just gonna like run through the fields with this one gun. I don't care. I don't care to go into any buildings. And then I found a building, and there was a dude just standing in front of it. I was like, oh. And I fired one shot, and he died. I was like, cool. I got my first kill. I've seen like hours of streams where they got no kills. So like, wow, I got a kill. I'm feeling confident. And I was like, you know what? I should record this. And one of the cool things about Windows 10 is the Xbox app like lets you record just like a console. It's like, that is awesome. So I started recording, and then for the next 11 minutes,
Nothing happened.
yeah, basically nothing happened. I was walking through fields, crouched through fields, crawling through fields, playing like Metal Gear, basically. It felt like Metal Gear Solid 5, except you don't know where the guards are. Like, they're just, you don't see any. There's no one around. Occasionally I saw a car drive by. I was like, oh no, they're going to run me over. They're going to see me. It's like, nope, they just left. And then Well, yeah. In the end, I died, and it was pretty stupid. But looking back on the experience, I was like, I think what it is it's fun. It can be fun to watch even bad players if you are like really empathetic. Like when I was playing it, it felt really tense. But then when I went and watched it, it was like, like nothing is happening. Like literally nothing is happening. But in like when I was playing it, in my mind is like something could happen at any moment. And the fact that nothing did for 10 minutes like doesn't change the fact that when you're in the moment, something could happen at any moment. So I was like, this is a weird game to be so popular on streaming channels. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of that game. I got 1 kill, and I was in the top 10. I was 7th, and the only reason I died was because every time they restrict the play area and it gets smaller and smaller, there's like a field, or some people think it's a force field, some people think it's gas that fills up the area, but essentially, if you're outside of the safe zone, you start to lose health continuously. And I failed to notice how quickly I was losing health until it was too late. I was like, oh no. And I died. I fired 2 shots in total the whole game. One killed one guy, and the other one, I think it was at the shadow of a bush in the distance. It was like, is that someone? Boom. No? No? Okay. I hope no one heard that.
I got him.
It was very, very interesting. So yeah, I think I will check that game out some more. I was impressed that my budget gaming laptop was able to run it as well as it seemed to do. I guess what the reviews for this laptop are, the like hardware and stuff is all really good for the price. Where they cut corners was the screen. So the screen isn't as good as my other laptop, but it seems to be okay in the daytime and at night. Maybe at night. I haven't used it that much at night. Yeah, I think that's all I've been playing.
Okie dokie.
Artichoke. Yeah.
What have you been playing RPG?
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
So I played what's that game called? The one with the little eyeball guys and the Patapom. That one. I played that one. Played that one a little bit, just briefly, just to get the juices flowing, and it was a fun time, as it usually is. So I got some new Patapoms and equipped them with some stuff to go on some missions and all that fun stuff. So that's happening. Let's see. Other than that, we played Overcooked earlier today.
Oh yeah.
For a little bit, because when the whole Paragon issue was happening, we were like, well, got to do something else, because we can't play Paragon, even though we were all super excited about it, and they're just like, LOLs, it's not happening today. So reasons, but yeah, it was a pretty fun game. It looks like it's set for like 4 players for some of the stuff, because some of those levels are kind of difficult when you're trying to like multitask everything. And yeah, so basically the game is like you're like in a restaurant or in a restaurant kitchen, and you kind of like assembling food items based on the orders they're making or asking for, and then you kind of like have to prep the items, assemble the food, and then take it out to the window and wash the dishes and all this other stuff. And then like each of the levels have like their own little quirks, like the two trucks moving back and forth together, so you have to keep jumping across, and then I kept falling off and dying because reasons, and then there's the one where the rats keep stealing the food, and you have to kick the rats to get the food back and stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty entertaining game because there's some weird stuff going on, but it'd be interesting to see how that would go with like 4 people, because it'd probably be easier if you can like assign everybody to a task. But yeah, that was pretty entertaining. Anyway, let's see what else. I played some more Valkyria Revolution. I think I'm about halfway through the game now, based on the chapter number count. So I've still been playing that, and one of the missions I was playing, I actually ended up taking forever and a day to get through it. So like it ended up becoming nighttime, and then the Valkyria appeared, because of course she did. And then instead of being like her usual annoying self, she just peppered us with spells from afar. So it just made the final boss fight like so much more difficult than it needed to be, because I was like, oh my gosh, you're getting on my nerves. And just like everything's on fire, then everything is frozen, then I'm just like, lady, go away, I don't want you. So that was annoying. But other than that, though, the game does still seem like it's relatively, I don't know, it just seems like it's still too easy to me. So it's going to cause it to get like a little repetitive, and it's just like, I don't know. This would have been better had it been like a normal Valkyria Chronicles game. But you know, since Sega doesn't love its fans, you can't expect that. So So I'm sad now. But I was kind of hoping that eventually we'll maybe get more like, I don't know, like what's the thing he called, variety or something, but that did not happen. So I don't know, mans. I don't knows. But yeah, hopefully somewhere down the line we get more of that thing. More Valkyria Chronicles, like actual Valkyria Chronicles.
It's like, what are you talking about?
The actual Valkyria Chronicles. Sorry. I'm just like sad right now. Just sad because
that thing you say, ice cream? Pie?
No. Because the pie is a lie too.
No.
It is. Sorry. I'm sorry, Tekken.
Not pie too.
Pie is also a lie. How does that make you feel?
Disappointed, but I should have seen it coming, because there's so many things that are a lie in the darkest timeline. So
The darkest timeline. But yeah, that's. Wait, have I been playing anything else? I had to play something else. There was something else. Maybe. I don't remember. All right, I was playing Children of the Zodiac Killer Peoples. That thing. My favorites of games. That one I've gotten to, like, I've gone through a few chapters now, and then there's like the characters, like they, like one of the guys like betrayed them or something, because there's always a traitor in these types of things. So he all disappeared on everybody, but then there's like this new character that joined us in the same chapter, which was cool. It's like this golem or something from like the ancient times or something. So his whole gimmick thingy with his deck and everything is like his cards have different effects based on what mode he's in. So he has a card that changes him into Guardian mode, and one that changes him to Overcharge mode. And like some of the cards, like if it's in Overcharge, it gives you extra. What's it called? What's that thing he called? Attack power. It's like, why am I ever getting the words for attack power? And then there's one that if he's in Guardian mode, if he uses like his healing skill, it'll like give the person who used it on like an extra turn and stuff like that, as long as he's in Guardian mode. So it's like, I mean, you can use any of the cards in any mode you want, but it's just like they give you extra bonuses if you do it during that mode, kind of thing. So it's kind of a good idea to do so, provided you want to make sure you get your bonuses and stuff. But yeah, he's like, I mean, attack wise, he's actually surprisingly weak for a golem, for a robotic companion person. But he did mention, like, in the story thingy, that he's like basically a robot nanny, so he's not like necessarily built for combat, but he has to protect children, so he does have combat options, basically. So there is that. And it's like, hey, that's great, but we kind of need a fighter because we're going up against these jerk faces in the kingdom thingy or whatever it's called. So yeah, because there's like nobles after them right now because they keep stealing relics from them and everything. But it's like, hey, we live in the projects. We kind of have to do that. So that's. But just trying to live your life, and there's always going to be people who are going to try to bring you down because you don't have money. Then they're going to scream fake news at you and tell you you're the worst because you're not rich. And it's just like, oh, so we're just going to be the worst now. That's cool. So just trying to live my life, man. I'm just trying to live my life, and just a squirrel trying to get his nut. Just a squirrel trying to get his nuts. And the world keeps on spinning. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. So I have not. I don't know, man. I think that's pretty much all I've been playing. Because I mean, there's other games I probably should be playing because I have like 50 bajillion of them, but I have not. So it's not my fault.
Yeah, I got Super Hot and Super Hot VR, but I haven't played them yet. And like Archangel is on sale this week, and I was like, and there's like Dino Frontier with the cowboys and the dinosaurs.
Wait, what? That's a game?
Yeah, that was real.
We went over that, remember?
Wait, time out. I thought
piano playing raptors.
Piano playing raptor thing. I mean, I'm confused now.
I don't know about that part.
I think I'm just thinking of the piano raptor thing. It's like its own thing. And then you said dinosaur raptors or dinosaur cowboys, and my brain was just like, I think RPGs did. Like, that wasn't a thing. It's like, I'm so confused now. Whatever. Dinosaur raptors. I mean, not dinosaur raptors, but cowboy. Best piano playing raptors are just.
Yep.
I'm raptor playing a piano. I'm a raptor playing a piano. That's basically what I assume raptors do when they play piano.
All the games you got to, or all the games Tekken got today, plus Lawbreakers, I want to check out. So, just too many. It's begun. It's already begun. Mortal Kombat!
I think there's a game every week the rest of this month for me after this week.
See, I want Madden this year too, and I'm looking for ways to get a really cheap copy of Madden.
Because I think
Sonic like,
Mania is next week, and then after
that's next week.
Uncharted, and then after that is Everybody's Golf, and then that's like every week this month is a game.
Yep.
And there's probably stuff that's like the last 2 weeks, but I didn't get them because I was like, whatever. So
I thought Knack was fine, so Knack 2 is something I want to check out too.
Tropical, how do you change the control scheme? Because this is just confusing.
It's under settings.
So it's like I keep trying to like.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
So Sal, you been playing RPG?
Possibly.
Okie dokie.
Artichoke.
Middle segment. Aimless and improvised. So we were talking about PvP stuff before we started, and I was like, I was watching you guys play Paragon. It's all 4v4 MOBA style, but then it's not really score based or kill based, and it goes on and on. You guys are playing for like an hour, and then it just kept going.
Don't judge us.
And then I was like, man, this is taking a while. I don't know, people that could just sit there like an hour long PvP session, but then I think there's like I mean, I didn't read these articles, but there's like people complain about Battlefield 1 and how it's all like trench warfare and like, it's just like a back and forth until you can like finally break your enemy and like proceed to conquer and defeat them in crushing defeat. It's just slog, man. And it just keeps going on and on. And it's like it just goes on and on. And what's up with that? And maybe we just have finally gotten so many different games out there across the spectrum where it's not just about the 6v6 or 4v4 and get to this many points and you win and kill, or spawn and die, and we can all have a grand old time in all these different PvP modes that we have now. And then, I mean, me personally, I'd like the co-op thingy, but I was just making an observation because it's like, you got that, you got the whole Paragon thing, you got the whole Battlefield 1 thing, you got the whole Lawbreakers thing, where it's like old school, kill, or objective mode, whatever. Destiny 2 is all 4v4 now. It's like, oh, we're gonna have 2 less people because our servers suck. And then, we got,
LOL.
we got, Overwatch. Oh yeah, games like Overwatch, dude, where it's like, each character's... That's the other thing, with like the whole MOBA, flavor, I guess. Like, what's the thing they say, like, JRPG elements? The MOBA elements that we're throwing in of, like, not every character is the same. Because back in the day, it was like, alright, teams of people going against each other. They're really all just the same character model with like different skins on, really. And then like you just go in there in the level and get guns and health and like shoot each other, kill, respawn, whatever. And now it's like, well, actually, each different character is a champion, and each champion has different abilities. And this character has a shield, or this character can teleport, or this character has beam properties, or this character has a gun, or this character has a sword, or this character can die and come back. Like Gray Skull, whatever his name was, whatever.
Power Grayskull!
Whatever that character was, Tropical was using that one time.
He-Man!
Or this character.
I have the power! Also, I ride a horse. And a saber-tooth tiger sometimes. Depends on my mood.
Oh, this character is a J-pop or K-pop star that can like sing and bring spotlight onto you and do damage. And it's like, we're at some like weird paradigm shift / something. I can't think of a giant word I was gonna use there. Paradigm shift was like the word, but not the word because it's not the right word I'm looking for. I guess just spectrum. There's like a bunch of things. Like Overwatch, like the tagline. Everyone's a hero, or hero for everyone. And now we have like, different modes and styles of play and game types for everyone. It's not just about let's all line up on the map or not line up. It's not a sport game or a sport, whatever. Or let's not all just like jump into the, let's not all just like load into the map as our character that we like all are the same, but we just look differently because we're all different skins. Like in ye old times, like GoldenEye style. If you don't count Oddjob because he's super short. Or like other characters.
You had a no odd job rule at arms.
They're like, the other characters like break the games are too tall or short or whatever. Just like we're all the same character models and we just use guns to shoot things. Now it's all like, oh, we do all these other things and well, besides different modes, different stuff, different characters, different heroes, different thingies. So yeah, it's a whole new world, like the Aladdin song, I think, is Aladdin. Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
A whole new world of PvP, and that's my monologue and how I hopefully I got there and it all made sense. And that's our talking point this week on or this month's weekly segment, Aimless. Whatever I just said at the beginning, I forgot what I said. Aimless something. Improvised. Yes. Aimless
and improvised. Well, so is this a bad thing? Do you think this is a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just making an observation.
Okay.
So I was watching you in RPG, and I was like, dude, this is taking a long time, dude. Because it's like, I was gonna like watch you guys and like go eat some lunch, and I was like, wow, I might not be able to do this because they're taking so long. And I was like, yeah.
That particular match was just unusually long.
Yeah.
Because of reasons.
Dude won't help us, or kind of help us. It was
yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's that out of the blue, because like fighting games, for example, have always been about different characters having different abilities. I guess they haven't always, but they evolved more quickly into games where it was like not every character is the same. And so you have lots of different characters. And so you can choose a character that you think looks cool, and then if you can play them, then you play that character. And if you can't, then you choose another character until you find someone that looks cool and you can play. And then, like, shooters, it just took... Well, I guess shooters are... First-person shooters, anyway, are, like, more modern. They didn't really become a thing until after Doom and Wolfenstein and stuff like that. And so... And then, I guess, like, 3D graphics are more difficult, more memory and stuff, so it took longer for them to become... Not everyone is the same. Not only do you look different, you also have different abilities. And then, like, I was thinking the other day, it's sort of... It kind of makes sense that MOBAs came out of a Warcraft 3 mod. Like, that means that the original people who liked this kind of game were people who liked Warcraft 3. Because those were the people who had it, so that they could download the mod and then play this new type of game, basically. And yeah, when I think about playing Warcraft 3, it's like, yeah, it was really cool commanding the units, but it was also really cool because you have, like, Warcraft is different from StarCraft. When I play StarCraft, it's like, I play Zerg, it's like, I don't care about any of you. You're just here to outnumber the opponent and, you know, die fighting, basically. So I just mass up tons of Zerglings or whatever and then just send them in. And if anyone lives, great. And if they don't, it's like, well, I'll just make more. But in Warcraft, it's like you wanted to keep all of your units alive and they all mattered. And then I guess, like, if you distill that down to one thing, it's like, yeah, like, the hero characters are really cool. You don't want them to die. They have all these cool abilities. And then wouldn't it be cool if you just play, like, your hero and you have all these abilities and then you fight other heroes?
I just thought something as you were saying that is, like, Battlefront, and, like, maybe if, like, that whole mechanic of, like, the heroes that, like, you get for, like, a limited time could, like, proliferate or cross-pollinate, whatever, into the other shooters.
They're not flowers, Tekken. Jeez.
Well, I started to think, like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale was sort of a missed opportunity. Like, there were other types of games at that point already where you could take a whole bunch of different characters from different franchises and then combine them into one game. Like, it didn't have to go the Smash Brothers route. Dota and League of Legends already existed at that point. They could have made something like that.
A MOBA with these characters?
I know, right? That would be awesome.
I mean, Tropical, that's the other thing with, like, Paragon, is, like, it shows, like, you know, if you take anything across, like, the entire spectrum of, like, fiction, and you can just, like, throw it in a game and make it work.
Yeah.
It's true,
You got Space
because
Marine dude, Elf lady, magician person,
it gets weird.
tribal warlord person, samurai.
There's a frog.
Frogs, pop stars.
Also the pop stars.
All the things in the thing and make it work.
Well, you know, it's funny, like, thinking about all these things right now, none of them is actually that new. Like, I think Dota was really new as a thing when it came, but talking about like, having lots of different characters with different abilities in the same game is not that new. And what you were talking about was, like, take them from, you know, you can take characters from any type of fiction and put them all in the same game and it works. Back in the day, like, text-based MUDs, multi-user dungeons, like, that's, like, the one that I played, that's what it was like. It was just patched together, because people would make dungeons with different themes, and then I guess, like, MUD administrators could download them and then add them to their MUDs. So, like, the one I played was called Castle Arcanum, and it had this sort of medieval vibe, but then you could go into the library and then, like, open these books, and then you would be in, like, Smurf Village, or you'd be on Sesame Street.
What?
And it was, yeah, it was, like, really weird.
That is so weird. Oh.
But, like, yeah, they were doing it already back in the 90s.
I guess if you think about it, though, if you look at Team Fortress 1, they have, like, class-based first-person
Yeah.
shooters a while back, anyway. those are objective based too. I really liked
think
Convergence 1. I was like, well, I guess I don't know why I didn't catch on, but I played that a lot back in the day. So just never got a console version. I don't know.
I think just what it was is like people, you play a thing for long enough, and then you naturally want a sort of different thing, like still the same but sort of different, I guess. Or for me, it was really like that's why Call of Duty got sort of, it felt sort of pointless to me, and I can see kind of the gripes about Battlefield 1 too. Like when you're running around trying to capture the control points and then someone captures it back like immediately after you captured it, and you're just like, so now I have to go back there and capture it again, and then this one will get captured, and then you're just like running between the same 5 control points over and over and over again until like the score limits in Battlefield are so huge. Like this is taking forever. And you do sort of want to be able to get to a point where it's like, now we can just steamroll them. But yeah, it feels kind of like, and I haven't played Battlefield 1, just I only played the beta, but it felt sort of like how I started to feel about Call of Duty near the end, where we would play Control and or even Team Deathmatch. Like it just became really, it felt really pointless. Like you were stuck in this loop, and there's no front. You know, in real wars, I guess there's like a front. Like the battle is mostly happening here, and then you know the people in the back aren't always afraid that enemies will suddenly respawn behind them. But that's what happens in Call of Duty. Like you're all
like
running.
They came back to life.
You're just like running around in a circle, and the faster you go, the more likely you will catch up behind your enemies, because now you're in their spawn point and you're going the other way. And like Battlefield, by the end of the beta, I was like, yeah, this sort of feels like that now, where I am just like going back to where I was, and then now they're back behind where I was, and so like we're just trying to go fast enough so that we can catch up behind the other guy because we're all in a circle. And so with MOBAs and stuff, you know, once again, it's like I found a game that there's a front, like you know where the front is, and you don't really have to worry that they're going to start spawning all behind you and then just like running it. Like you know when they're going to come behind you because you're like pushed up ahead. But if you're like way in the back, like no one's going to come behind your base and be like, ha, and then you're just dead.
I might.
Like Battlefield used to feel like that to me. Like Battlefield 3 I played a ton. 3 and 4 I played a ton, and it was like, yeah, there's sort of this sense of this is the front line, and like only a few guys will try to sneak back here, which is, you know, that feels normal. But it's not like the whole team is suddenly behind you. Like that's weird. Why did that happen? And then yeah, in the latest beta, I was like, I don't understand this anymore.
It's like I don't know what this is anymore.
So MOBA is like, yeah, it's cool. They're sort of, it's a totally different rule set. You know, it's not just like team deathmatch, kill everyone. It's not capture the flag, go here and then get a thing and then come back this way. It's not capture this point and like stay on it and kill anyone who gets close. It's like a totally other set of rules.
It's actually interesting when you think about it, because it's kind of like, you know, also with the time thing. Cause I was like watching you an RPG for like an hour. I was like, dude, this is technologies. So it's kind of like the whole, like, even like the flow of it. It's like, you know, it's kind of like different sports where it's like baseball versus golf versus baseball versus basketball versus football, blah blah. How they all have like a different flow to them.
MOBAs feel like soccer. Like you're just constantly moving, and there's sort of an ebb and flow as you go towards one goal and like go back towards your goal.
Like football.
Or maybe basketball, but no, it's more like soccer. Or yeah, football.
Football.
It's definitely not football, or or I guess hockey has that rhythm too, but hockey is also like a lot faster. Well, maybe with the new update, it will be like basketball or hockey. But right now, it feels like football.
Football. It's a me, Mario, playing soccer. He's very talented for a plumber who has never plumbed anything before. Because, I mean, he's like always playing random sports or go-karting or partying. You know, everything except actually doing plumber work. It's weird. But to each his own, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking. I just have like another idea for a question, and it was basically just a fan service genre, because it's like, you know, with the whole Smash Brothers or the PlayStation All Stars or whatever. It's like, you know, how Sony could just like adapt that thingy to like different stuff. It's like, yeah, who or what else should Sony do to like throw all their mascots into a thingy and then like have them all do stuff, and like what should it be? Or what publisher / developer or whatever, because Capcom is always like, oh, Capcom versus whatever, or Capcom characters in a bunch of games, whatever.
I think I think EA did that sort of with NBA
Did they?
Jam?
Because I don't think they did.
I think
That's a
NBA
basketball
Jam
game.
had like SSX characters, and there was like another franchise in there, and it was like weird. But but yeah, it was sort of like that.
I kind of feel like we are ripe for that, because that happens a lot in Japanese or Japan with like the cross games and stuff.
They
It's like, you know,
do love
maybe the Western
crossing
developers
games.
and publishers can, you know, take a page from that book and have some fun with their characters, and not just be all like,
Yeah.
same old thing every time. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Assassin's
Project
Creed
Cross
1000.
Zone.
Oh man, if Ubisoft did that with their game with their characters, oh, that'd be great.
Or would it?
Be a fun ride.
Yeah, I would totally go for. Well, I don't necessarily think that they should, like, PlayStation should have a MOBA. Well, I sort of
mean,
think that
they
because I like
could.
MOBAs right now, but it would, yeah. So right now, I think it'd be really cool. But I think it'd be really cool if they could come up with something else. I mean, yes, it wasn't exactly Smash Brothers, but it was kind of Smash
It
Brothers.
was very close to Smash Brothers. Yes.
Like, really? You can't think of any other thing?
It's like, well, Smash Bros. Is popular, so yes, this is what's happening.
I want a kart racer that's not Project Mod Nation or whatever. Just saying.
Yeah. See, Sega made one.
And it was
Sega
fun.
made an all-star
That's
It
good.
was surprisingly
Sega
so.
characters game.
It was surprisingly good.
Ooh La La was in that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird.
There was a lot of them in there.
characters. Yeah, he's like, then like you have like the weird stuff like that where it's like, you know, a publisher that doesn't make enough games with their characters in it. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot they had this in it, or I forgot they had these characters, because they never make these games anymore because they're jerks. So yeah, EA could totally do that, and it would be depressing. Of like, man, remember this game? Remember how fun that was? Remember how long ago that was? Because you haven't had an experience like that in a long time, because they don't make this game anymore. Yeah, that'd be
An EA kart racer.
it's like a weird like trail of tears of like dead franchises.
Oh my.
It's like, remember this doesn't exist anymore because we don't make them anymore, or we killed this studio because they don't make it anymore. But yeah,
You'd have Madden and Tiger Woods in golf carts. And, like running against Isaac Clarke
He's like dismembering everybody that's up against him.
and what were they called? They weren't called Xenomorphs. That's a different thing.
Necromorphs.
That is aliens.
Necromorphs. Yeah,
Necromorphs.
Necromorphs.
Wrong series there.
That would be awesome. I would play that kart racer. That would be really funny. They should
It's like-
retain their like the way that they look in their
The,
games.
the most
They'll be, like,
terrifying kart racer ever.
Photorealistic Tiger Woods. And then Necromorph.
Or xenomorphs, depending on the mood. It's like, this kart racer is terrifying. It's not for kids at all.
The Ishimura stage. It's just dark. Stuff jumps out and tries to kill you.
It's like, is there even a finish line for this? Where are we racing to?
It's like, no.
The only way out is death.
Space. It's like Nidhogg. At the end, you get eaten.
Oh. Yay. I think.
Okay, but like back to the PvP thing, like why isn't there? Do you think the reason that there isn't like a whole spectrum, since I keep saying that word, of co-op experiences like that, like there's for the PvP stuff, is just because it's not as easy to make?
Yes. I think like AI is a really hard thing to do. So you can make really simple co-op stuff like Nazi zombies.
Left 4 Dead 2 is kind of still the top of the list as far as like 4-player co-op games and like Borderlands. And it's like, man, it's been a long time since those games, and we haven't really made a lot of progress. I mean, you could say Destiny Raids, but yeah, those were fun. But they're like, yeah, like 1 a year thing that you get. So it's like, not very many of them.
I think it's just like, it's really hard to make. And then, for example, Destiny, it's too easy for people to burn through all of the content, and then it's not interesting anymore. And with PvP, it's like, well, it's always interesting because the AI is not AI. It's I.
The
and
most
they're...
unpredictable prey on the planet. Hunt your quarry.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Man, they need to make a predatory stealth game where like the AI or like the PV or the non-player characters are humans. I think that was a game, like The Crossing or something. There was like a game that was in development where it's like
the most dangerous prey.
They were like back when they were calling it crossplay or something, where it's like you had PvP and
the
PvE or something.
Arkham Origins had that multiplayer mode.
It did, but
it was kind of cool.
I never played that.
It was like you could well, Batman and Robin were basically playing the single player game, except the thugs running around down there were humans, controlled by humans. It was really awesome. Oh, and then even like way back in the day, there was Alien versus Predator had 3 different classes too.
3?
You could be the Marine or Alien or Predator.
I guess that's true.
Wow. It's weird to think that Overwatch is a descendant of Alien versus Predator. Yeah, what happened? I guess eventually we're gonna crack the AI thing, and then it'll be like Unity. It's like, yeah, you can just, there's just AI stuff that you can download, and then since it's AI, it can figure it out. Well, that's really advanced, but you know, at some point, probably there'll just be like, yeah, a really simple way to get AI into your game, and then you can just, then you can make these cool co-op multiplayer things. Yeah, I was talking about Paragon's AI earlier. I was like, this is just, they're so dumb.
It's probably intentional. It's supposed to be training optical.
They put in different difficulty modes, and I had it set on highest. And I think he was just like, I'm being shot, but I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. And then it's like, no, you're not okay. And I killed him like 10 times in that match.
Because if they got any smarter, it would turn into the darkest timeline. It's too late. Well, the darkerest timeline.
Darkest.
Yeah, if Skynet is really out there, I think it would have already decided that we cannot be trusted with our own safety.
Of course we can be.
Oh wait, that's not why Skynet did it.
Skynet did it because it's insane.
iRobot's Is there a central AI? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
There was, because there was the one at the end that he had to climb on top of, and all this other nonsense, and
Will Smith did what?
basically. And he's like, oh, let me climb on this giant rail. Oh, gotta use my robot arm that I hate so much, and then I have to save the day. Yay! And that was how the movie ended.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Just like that. Well, Overwatch is super popular, so I guess we'll see if the parade of PvP games continues. Because there's no story mode in that. That's another thing. PvP games, it's like, you know what? We don't even need story now, so F them. F this
F them in the B.
I think people do want story. I think that's why Overwatch is kind of popular.
Oh, Tropical, don't. Please don't. Please don't. Like, the whole crazy train of...
Multimedia.
Why is Overwatch so popular? It just... there's so many rabbit holes in that one. There's so many rabbit holes. There's so many rabbit holes in that one.
Multimedia. Well, if we're done with
The
this...
fandom is weird, too, because it's like, oh, man, let's make these weird videos, these characters doing the weird stuff. Nada. Because, you know, the average user age is like 30 years old now, so we're like, yeah, we want to do these things with our Barbie dolls. We don't want them to just stand around and play house. They have to do more naughty adult things.
more exciting things. Cow chicka wow wow.
You know, Hordes had fan art.
I need an
DeviantArt,
adult?
It's like, let me just draw this, and like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if, oh, yeah, that's a great thing, slash fiction, yeah. And then it's just evolved as we got the tools of like, oh, well, I can do this on my computer now. Oh, look at this, just this, oh, did that type, yep, clickety clack, tip.
Source filmmaker.
I don't
The scene I've made.
approve of this. With Tekken and his sex dolls.
What are you talking about?
And you're getting weird, man. You're getting weird.
Does not stimulate you, RPG.
It does not, Tekken. It does not.
Oh, okay then. Alrighty then. But yeah, Overwatch, super popular, and it sold a ton, so you know. The whole
It did sell a ton. People still talk about it.
Argument,
And
people
how
are all
awesome
like,
it
oh,
is.
Call of Duty, whatever, sales are down, but they still sell a ton, so you know, there's another player on the field now, so you know. Thanks Blizzard, thanks a lot. Activision, thanks a lot, you know.
Call of Duty went for characters in the last one.
Yeah, that was like one of
Weird.
the controversies, I think, because people were like, yeah, well, this isn't, this isn't.
That's what people sound like, by the way.
So I guess we'll see how that goes. All I know is when Modern Warfare 2 Remastered comes out, I'm totally getting it, because Trial Power will be back. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a, you know, pre-order the $100 edition to get this game, they'll be waiting for the, you know, standalone, like they
For
have.
the actual release.
Yeah. Because F that crap.
F it in the B.
I guess that was kind of like the part we missed on this weekly Aimless, improvised.
Aimless improvised.
Not enter anything. Was the whole
Enter the Aimless.
Where's the PvP heading? What can we expect in the future? Blah 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 blah. I would say probably more monetization and microtransactions. If you look at that article I tweeted about GTA 5, and they didn't even work on the single player add-on crap because they've only been working on multiplayer ever since they shipped it. And it's like, wow, we can just keep working on this and keep pumping out money, and like we never have downtime. It's like we could never work on the single player again because multiplayer is so popular. Like thanks big physiques of the world who just there's multiplayer.
Big physiques of the world.
And yeah, thanks for sinking my ship, guys. And I
I'm
guess
the
that's
tester.
that's the main point of this one is like, you know, people like me that are like F PvP. It's like it just never goes away. It never goes away. Like, people just keep playing it. It's great. It's great. Every week I get to hear Tropical and RPG be like, oh, Paragon, Paragon this, Paragon
Hey,
that.
Paragon is fun. You shut your face.
Play on Battleground. This game's the new big thing in town. I'm gonna play it and check it out. I'm Tropical. I mean, it doesn't sound like that, but you know, I'm just, you know, that's an example. So whatever.
They just it's because they keep well, I mean in Paragon's case they keep changing it. So it's like until they actually find the formula that they want, it's gonna be enjoyable and different each time we play it. So it's like you have to keep playing. So now we have to like master a new Paragon and everything's all different now. Nothing's ever the same. It's just it's so
I guess maybe that's what it is, or like that could be one of the things. Is like it's so fluid with multiplayer. You just like change one thing and it throws the balance completely off, just like a Destiny. Oh, and then it's like, oh guys, it's a whole new mode. You just do this thing, or we added this objective. Oh, it's way easier than like building levels, and characters, and dialogue, and scenarios,
and story.
Yeah, the way I see it,
And way cheaper.
it seems right now we have like Overwatch, so it's like focus on characters, but then sort of different rule sets for the games, and then like I think those are the things that make it attractive to me. So like interesting characters that somehow they convey without really having a story or anything, and then it's not sort of your typical shooter type objectives. It's like sort of different, or it's mostly Team Fortress type objectives. But since console players really haven't played that much of that, and then there's like way more classes, it's like it seems like that's why it's interesting. And then I guess so. Destiny was sort of like that too, but in Destiny instead it was like the lore, or not the lore per se, world design, I guess. And then multiplayer, instead of making characters that you care about, they let you make the characters, and then you sort of automatically care about them. So I think more of that probably is like characters in multiplayer that you care about, and then more interesting ways to play with them beyond just shooting, or just having different types of shooting.
And then use the Overwatch model of having different kinds of characters for everybody, because representation. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Actually,
I would
that
like
was
to be a dude in a mech suit, but they gave it to Diva. Whatever. I can play Diva. Whatever. I'll get over it. I'll just be the dude with the sword that shoots dragons out of his bow and arrow, because that's awesome.
that was actually the tagline you're thinking of, I think, was for
Not the Overwatch, the
was
Borderlands
that game?
game that's not Overwatch.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name.
What is it called?
Battleborn?
It's called
That.
Battleborn. That's right.
The blur
Get it
split
together.
seconds
For every kind of badass.
impasse. That
The
is
blur
one thing,
split second. Yes.
That's what it, the blippity blarpity, every kind of thingy for someone. But I thought Overwatch was like a hero for everyone or something.
Overwatch is well, the one you hear a lot is the world can always use more heroes.
That's what it, something about more heroes. I knew it was like something more heroes.
No more heroes.
Apparently, it's not a hero for everyone because it's a badass for everyone. So whoopsie. Sorry, Battleborn, you weren't the savior of the genre. Your sales numbers weren't there.
At all.
People were confused on what you were, and you're like, "Are we MOBA? Are we not?" Eh. And then everybody played Overwatch, and was like, "Oh, this is cool. It's got a gorilla with glasses on it, or in it.
Yeah.
It's great."
It's very interesting because like Battleborn does have a single player, and it sort of works in the way that you would imagine. In fact, like Overwatch has had a few PvE events so far, and they're kind of like Battleborn, except Battleborn's like levels are sort of actual shooter levels that you go through, and the PvE events in Overwatch were more like arenas. But still, yeah, it's like, nobody cares about Battleborn. Everyone cares about Overwatch.
I'm gonna blame that on the Blizzard bias, and the whole split-second blur impasse of like, well, can't choose both, I gotta choose one. That's why that one looks cooler. Sorry.
I would say it's also
Well,
Battleborn.
actually, I guess it
just
wouldn't be the
didn't
same thing.
play as well.
Because in that scenario, they both suffered, so actually, not so much that, but whatever. So
Battleborn is far less smooth.
Oh, well, there you go.
I have both.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yep, I have both. They are not the same.
Alright, well, I guess that'll wrap it up for our aimless improvised weekly
Cool.
thingy blah blah blah. And
Yeah, I
Outside.
have a short thing that's kind of related to news we're going to get into. It will not be an hour, so it will be called Hypothetical Huh? Or Hypothetical Huh? Yes, that's better.
Things that make you go, huh?
The question, so one of the news things, or two of the news things that we saw that came out this week. One, Gran Turismo Sport will not have microtransactions, which is interesting because Gran Turismo 6 did have microtransactions. But number two, Shadow of War will have microtransactions.
Oh, I saw that, dude. And I was like, "F that game." I
It's
was
like-
already not pre-ordering, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the Game of the Year edition." So peace out on that.
Well, no, microtransactions are never included. That's the thing that they want you to buy for, be able to buy into infinity.
I'm just saying, after I saw that GTA 5 story, I was like, "Dude, this is like we talked about this however long ago." The put your money in because nothing's coming out. Ching ching machine. Oh. Dollar to make
Slots.
a holler. No ching ching, no bling bling.
Ching, ching, boing, boing. Oh dear.
So the hypothetical is like, at what point in history could you go back to and break the microtransaction system? So, like, one event that you go back to, and if you messed it up, then there are no microtransactions now.
Wouldn't that be
Would it be horse? Like,
No,
that's
that-
what
I
I
think-
think.
If it's
that was
not that, it would definitely be something that was PS3 or 360 era. I'm not sure exactly what though.
I think that was just DLC debacling at that point. At the microtransaction, I think happens more towards
Oh wait, you're right.
like
It is just DLC. You're right.
the mobile when mobile
think
got
that's
like
what
super popular.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude. I was thinking about this. I was like,
So
'cause
basically-
there's that Twitter hashtag of like, confess your unpopular opinion. I was gonna put like, all mobile games are trash, but I didn't. But like, I think like if you just like erase them all from existence.
I don't know
of
if
all
that's
time,
unpopular.
or like since I just like they're like number one profit whatever route whatever is like if you just like get rid of them all and like that's not a thing, then like maybe you don't see it pop up as much as it has in the
So-
console space.
You would go and like prevent the iPhone from existing,
I would-
and then
I'm
there would
ju-
be no mobile
I'm not
games.
saying that the phones don't exist. I'm just
That would be an
saying-
interesting
I'm just
timeline.
saying the games, I'm just saying the games on them need to just not
Okay.
exist, and then we're good. The devices themselves, I'm just saying. Have you been to the Play Store or the I whatever and like looked at the crap on there lately to be like, oh, this is a fun time. Have you spent over 100 hours on any of that? No, yeah, didn't think so.
We went back for one mission.
Because I was
But we
on
didn't know
Facebook
how
today
it
on my
would be.
phone, which does not have ad blocker, and I was like, oh, they added Final Fantasy Tactics here to that Final Fantasy game that's Brave Zexius or whatever you pronounce, and I was like, well, that game's probably terrible. Sorry, Final Fantasy Tactics characters, I can't play your... I want a true proper sequel, but I have to wait until the Unsung Story 2-year development cycle is done, and we'll see what happens. So yeah.
We thought Destiny would be 10 years and they released one game, but no. Instead, it's this one. So, yeah, okay. RPG. Scarlet Witch style. What thing prevents microtransactions from appearing?
I guess no more mobile games. That's where we're going. Turn this into some weird alternate timeline where those never existed, and then just like
'Cause I think
we
that's
have
what-
people
I
on
think
the
that
run
kinda what
playing.
caused it is like you had that one, or not the one, but like after one person is like, oh man, I made a hit game and it made this many, it sold this many units, and then I added more microtransactions and I made this much money, and like everybody just like jumped in the pool and it just like turned into like an instant oil spill of like terribleness, polluting everything and corrupting everything. And it's like, yeah, everyone's like, yep, you know what? You know what? I can do that too. I can put that in my game, and I can just charge whatever, and then we'll see what happens. Oh, look at that free profit. Oh, so yeah.
Wow, that would be an interesting timeline. So like the original developers for mobile devices were all like really serious, and no one thought we should make games for these. They're all like, let's see, we'll make a super amazing calculator and a calendar. Oh, it'll be a planner. So I guess I would go for free to play, or let's see, not free to play, like the way that Apple arranged their store in the beginning, because the way they did it was like, okay, whoever had the top downloads, and so that caused the race to the bottom, which resulted in the explosion of free to play. And how do you make money from free to play? You nickel and dime people, and that's where it came from.
Here's your free
Maybe.
energy. Oh, you're out. $5. $5.
Not even. They're just like $1. but do it every day. Sometimes twice a day. Cool. That was an episode of Hypothetical Huh.
Huh?
Things that make you go, huh?
This week we learned all free-to-play games are abominations, and we should completely abolish everything that's a game in
Well, not
the
all free-to-play
mobile market,
games. It's just that.
because also abomination. Yeah.
No more mobile games.
World comes apart,
And then they were gone.
Because that's how we got free-to-play games on console, and that was yeah. I mean, I haven't played Marvel Heroes in weeks, but I mean, come on, I could just jump in and play. I mean, I had to pay for costumes, but whatever. There's nothing, I guess, because you can't have some sweet, officially licensed Marvel game on console yet. I mean, like Spider-Man 2 or Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, they're working on it at Square Enix, but I guess we'll see. So
Yeah.
there's a high bar
Sounds
there.
like
Square Enix, don't f that up, please. But
Square Enix.
I mean, all we got was Lego Marvels. That's all we have, in the now time, or ports of the Activision games from last year, and they're overpriced. So yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, continuing on with that Shadow of War news, in addition to learning about the microtransactions, which are basically like character boosts and stuff like that
loot
you can
stuff.
either. Yeah, it was like loot crates.
I saw that and I was like, what? Why would you?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But it's either you buy them with in-game currency, or you buy them with real money, like everything is now these days. But the other thing we learned this week about Shadow of War is that it has a ranked online mode,
Oh, I didn't see that.
where it's sort of like Metal Gear Solid 5's forward operating bases.
What?
You make your own conquered outpost, and then other people can raid it and kill your captains and stuff. Depending on your mode, you can actually get your captains killed in your single player game if you choose to gamble in that way.
Does not seem like a good idea or a fun time.
Yeah, I guess the rewards are pretty good too if you win. So, woo. I liked it in Metal Gear Solid 5. I need to play Metal Gear Solid 5. But I in theory, intellectually, I thought it was really cool. New game announcements. There was a few this week. So, Square Enix says Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming to PS4 and Switch sometime next year. It's the Dragon Quest / Minecraft game. The first one, there is a pretty beefy demo that you can download. I played that, and yeah, it seems really fun. Atlas announced Persona Q2 coming to 3DS at some point.
I was gonna start pretty about that because he predicted this months ago after Persona 5 sold gajillion copies. He's like, yeah, I think you're gonna pump it out, man, and just start making Persona everything. And then Negro Domus was right, and here we are. RPG, how do you feel about that?
Well, Persona. I mean, Persona Q, the first one was actually pretty fun. It's an. I mean, it was an odd
How do you know?
combination of things, but
pumping them out.
then they haven't even begun yet because you have to get the obligatory fighting game, and then you have the Dancing All Night games, which are coming next year too. So it's like it's happening.
And the animes that they also announced.
And I saw a whole
I was
section
so
of
excited.
Persona manga
I was
in the
like,
bookstore.
yes. Anime.
But
Had to tekken it up real quick for that one. You're all welcome.
yeah, more Persona dancing games are coming out. Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight are coming out spring 2018 in Japan. None of them are confirmed for the US, but the previous versions of all these games did come out in the US. Persona Q and Persona 4 Dancing All Night, I think it was called.
Yes.
That we got those. So
Are the dancing games actually rhythm games like DDR, or are they something else?
They are rhythm games like DDR,
Oh.
I think.
yeah,
Okay,
but with
I
like
didn't know.
story.
Oh,
Oh, with
They're actually-
story.
They're actually
Yeah,
like
they have
canon,
story.
I
Although-
guess.
Although I don't think the ones they're releasing for those are going to have story modes. I know Dancing All Night had one, but I
Yeah.
don't think these are going to have
You
one.
don't think so?
I think they already announced that they wouldn't.
Oh, that's a shame. Like the fighting games were part.
Because they were
canon
yeah,
in
the fighting
story.
games are
Yeah.
canon. Yeah, weird series.
It's
It's a very
weird.
weird series.
And then this just happened while we were recording the podcast. Valve announced their next game.
What?
Is it
They
Half-Life
don't make games
3?
anymore. It better be Left 4 Dead 2. Just saying.
No, you're all going to be disappointed. It's
Oh,
a Artifact,
What?
the
I don't know what that
Dota
is.
card game coming out
Dude,
2018.
what the?
They need some of that Hearthstone money
That is kind of
on top of
depressing.
their Steam money.
Valve is like, we're gonna do something at
And their
top
Dota money.
What somebody else is doing because you know we can't make our fans happy like Sega.
Yeah, this is happening now. Like digital card games is
You know,
is a thing
I
that's
was
happening
fine
now.
when it was like the Magic the Gathering game, where it was like a 3D representation of the game, but now it's out of control. Just saying, it's out of control. After the whole Hearthstone and Gwent, and it's like you don't really need that many. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not saying
Elder
they don't
Scrolls
need to
Legends.
exist. I'm just saying this is. I guess I'm fine with it, and it's fine. But it's like it's out of control. Whatever. I mean, if I can't summon giant monsters and be like Blue Eyes Dragon, Yu-Gi-Oh, do it, boom. You know, I don't play that. Like I've seen Hearthstone on stream. Not very exciting, just saying. So it's like you better have some like sweet graphics or something, making it awesome. Or the winner is not you with my money anyway. So whatever. It's like the amount of potential there and like the amount of like reaching it in that genre. Just saying, it's like very far away because it's like it's not very exciting or awesome looking. So whatever. It's just cards and like effects. It's like not super basic. Whatever. Continue your article. I'm done with my spiel.
Finally, our fan service news. Monster Hunter XX is getting a region-free demo.
I think it's called Double Cross.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
no!
it together, Tropical.
Monster Hunter Double Cross.
Get it
I
all
should have
right.
known that, actually.
You
Because
really should have. You really
Japan. Yeah, demo's coming out August 10th. You just need to make a Japanese Nintendo ID.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't know either. Apparently, it's really
TTFO.
easy though. But it's for Switch, so you need a Switch too.
No, it's fine.
And that is the news that I saw this week. You guys see anything?
Nope. I mean the GTA 5 thing, but it's just Rockstar making that money, and guess what? They're making so much money. They're not gonna make single player content because they're too busy working on the multiplayer. And the same thing's gonna happen with Red Dead. They should probably why they delayed it because they're like, you know what? We can just split this into two things and like have the single player thing and like the online thing, and just juice it up, milk it like we did with GTA 5. We're good to go for all 4 quarters next year, and yeah, money to your boy, money, and yeah, we're just gonna rake it in. So.
Money, dear boy. Money.
Oh, it was something absurd. It's like they made 500 million or something off of that, and it's like, dude, they're not even like, ugh, it's just disgusting because it's like, you know, they have all this money and they're not making single player content. And it's like the DLC they could be making for single player, and it's like that's like the best GTA ever, and it's like, oh, you're never gonna play it because they're making these stupid hats. Well, okay, not hats, but like clothes and cars. I mean, there's different modes they added, but it's like, dude, really, like, whatever. I mean, to me, it's like I just, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, people like you are people that like make me look bad, and like you're part of the problem, all you multiplayer people, because you're like just making it rain all the time, and you know, Tekken wants it to tsunami on him sometime too. Okay, single player users need love too. Okay, and you're just another example of why it's hard out there for Tekken because stuff like that all the time.
You know it's hard out there for a Tekken.
Yeah.
Who's not hard out there for multiplayer users because it's like, oh, new Call of Duty every year. Oh, look at this multiplayer mode. Oh, this game keeps getting old multiplayer stuff added to it because it's so easy, and you know the tools are so easy to like make stuff for it. I don't have to pay for it. There's microtransactions, or if you're just free to play it and like play it a bunch and get it for in-game currency. Oh, no DLC though. Andromeda says I, because no DLC, because we made our studios combine into one Voltron style, and we're like our lovely fans that have been supporting us for all this time. We just want the money, but we'll give them all this free multiplayer DLC because there's microtransactions there. Whatever.
Oh my.
And they probably still made some money because they're like, oh, we may not have sold this many million units of Andromeda, but we'll get a bit of recoup on the loss over time from these microtransactions. We'll just keep making all these guns, and they've made like so many guns after launch. So many guns have been added. They added a gun last week. Oh, that's the other thing I did play some Andromeda, but it's like whatever, dude. I'm just playing the Apex missions and nothing important. But they added a Batarian Vanguard dude and a shotgun. So yeah, have fun with that. So yeah, I guess no other news out there in the internet, so I guess we can wrap it up here. Well, there was like some game announced on Switch that looked like, I don't know if there was gameplay, but it was like a racing game. I was on Game Trailers thingy, and they have like a new trailer. It looks, if it looks as good as it looks in the trailer, I will be surprised because it's like you know, Gran Turismo levels of quality, and it's like, oh well, didn't expect that on the Switch, but I don't think they've shown gameplay yet. So, but that being said, if it looks really good and I can play it anywhere. Another game to add to the list of Switch games. So, you know, anything to say before we start off, RPG?
No.
Anything to say before we start off, Tropical?
I guess not.
Alright then. Well, Shazam that. And,
Shazam!
check us out. Aimless Pebbles
In your mouth.
Aimless Pebbles AimlessPodcast.com. Look us up on... I almost said look us up on... Well, you can look us up on YouTube too. We're on there as well. Google us. Find us out there on the internet. Facebook, wherever. Twitter. All the things on the internet. On the internet of things, because there's so many things. And yeah, until you see or hear from us again, Aimless Babble Z, and we're now signing off. Bushy.